Hey, agents, what's happening? So, title update 11.1 for the Division 2 dropped today. I'm pumped because a few new features are going to help me evolve how I play. But fair warning, I'm going to skip the boring parts and go straight to the highlights to cover everything you need to know in just a couple of minutes. Watch on if that sounds like your cup of tea. Alright, getting into the highlights. The summit changes. So at any point while in the summit, players can now open the mega map and set their personal targeted loot. And by personal, it means your targeted loot is independent of what your team has their loot set as. Super cool. Assuming it's not serving Skittles at a rainbow festival, if you know what I mean. On top of that, they added individual targeted loot allocations for each gear set. In other words, you can now hunt specifically for Hunter's Fury or Ongoing Directive or Negotiator's Dilemma, something like that. This part is a global adjustment, so you also see this in the Light Zone and Dark Zone too. So instead of just gear sets as a bundle, showing up at Lincoln Memorial, you might see something like Hunter's Fury as a targeted loot set. Difficulty and directives. Players will be able to select desired difficulty and directives from the lobby elevator. From floor 1 to 100. All difficulties are selectable, and players are able to select from all 9 released directives. And directives now increase the chance for target loot to drop. So you have an incentive to run those directives, and they didn't actually stipulate how much incentive. The higher you climb in the summit, the more likely you are to encounter tougher enemies. They also added more objective types. That means you can have some new surprises during gameplay. So they also made an update on progressions. So no matter where you were before, with Title 11.1, all players will initially start at floor 1 of the summit. So basically you've been reset. Surprise and congratulations. Progress is now saved at each elevator you encounter instead of rally points. So players will resume at the last elevator they checked in with on subsequent playthroughs. In other words, saving is more frequent than before, so yay to that. In short, I think these changes encourage players to play the summit more often. It's offering a more customizable experience and possibly a more efficient reward system than anywhere else in the game. And now, Ridgeway's Pride exotic chest piece. So I've been sitting on my chest piece waiting for these changes to hit, so super stoked about this. So to remind you, this chest piece has a talent called Bleeding Edge, which applies bleed to enemies you shoot, and your armor regens depending on how many enemies are bleeding near you. So they increased the radius of the talent from 10 to 15 meters, which is great, and increased armor repair strengths from 3 to 48% depending on how many enemies are bleeding. These are big increases. So what do you guys think? Is this enough to get you to wear this chest piece? Bad news is that because they reset the system and it is now floor 1 through 100 gameplay, you have a long climb up. I think it'll be worth it. So for the PvP folks, it looks like there was a decrease in overall time to kill by 10%, decreased shotgun damage by 12.5%, increased damage to shields by 25%. Fixed the firewall specializations, flamethrowers, excessive amount of damage. I think these are all good changes. I'm looking forward to seeing less shields in PvP. And regarding bug fixes, so I'm not really going to go through those. If you're interested, I linked the patch notes below. But just in case you're wondering, there's no mention of any spark glitch fix or damage glitch fix or anything like that. But there have been a lot of unscheduled maintenance and silent NPC balancing acts happening since TU11. There's probably going to be more of that. Anyways, agents, that's pretty much the bulk of things. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Catch you soon.